Hey, this is a vlog. Woohoo, thumbs up. Look, my nails are pretty. They're actually kind of chipping pretty quick, but they're still pretty. Will this focus? This close? I don't know. Can you tell how pretty they are? Yeah, they're Sally Hansen nail strips, except for I heard the Kiss ones are better. And anyway, before I get super sidetracked, I'm setting myself a limit on how long this vlog can be, because I'm always really bad about rambling on and saying that it's going to be a short vlog, and then it ends up being like 15 minutes long, and I don't really want to waste, not that this is wasting time, but I don't really want to spend 15 minutes of my time just talking, and I'm sure you guys have other things, but I don't know if I was trying to say other things to do or better things to do, but I'm sure, let's see, how long do I want to limit this to? Maybe 5 minutes? Between 5 and 7 minutes. That's how long I'll limit this one to, for once in my life. So, hi. Okay, I know one big thing that I did want to talk about, because it's easier for me to talk about it than to write about it, and it's something kind of big that I've been meaning to kind of hash out and talk to you guys about, and I don't know if this is a more one-sided discussion or I don't know, whatever. But I think I'm working out, the specifics of what I want to do career-wise and life-wise, because for me they're kind of overlapping, because, there's always going to be people who, are like, okay, well, I can make a career out of this, whatever, but whatever career I end up choosing, I want to make sure it's something that, is something I want to build a life out of, too, because I don't want to do something that I don't really love. And, so it is important to me to choose what career I'm doing, and it's something I've been struggling with for a while now. By a while, I mean, 21 years, no big deal. Also, okay, so I pierced my industrial, see, and it's awesome, but my hair is drying right now, so I am, going like this, trying to get it to dry, and I keep forgetting that it's really easy for me to hit it when I go to tuck my hair behind my ear and mess with my hair, and then it hurts like a bitch because obviously, I just pierced it, so it still hurts. Yeah. I'll probably pull my hair up as soon as it dries. Until then, though, I actually really need a haircut. Bad. My bangs are not even, and it's getting too long in the back, and la 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 la. Anyway, so, career-wise. So, I've been thinking a lot about this, and as you guys probably know, I started out in CGT, computer graphics technology. I transferred into creative writing and technical writing a couple years back, and then I ended up pretty much dropping out because I was just really struggling with school because of anxiety, and because I didn't feel like it was quite the right option for me, and because of depression and ADD and how everything mixed together. So I said I was going to take some time off, get myself work evened out. Watch. See, I'm closing my door. My room is a pit. It's actually what I'm doing right now is attempting to clean. Every time I say I'm going to do that, I end up vlogging. Oopsie. Anyway, and, one big thing that got me was that working, as much as I love to write, whatever I end up doing with my life, I'm fiddling with a paperclip because I can't focus on, okay, 2 steps back and then I will come back. One thing about living with ADHD is that it actually works better for me if I can have multiple things that I'm focusing on at one time. For example, if I can fiddle with this paperclip at the same time as I'm talking, I'll end up focusing better on the talking than I will if I'm just trying to focus straight up on talking and not doing anything else. Because it keeps my mind busy enough that I don't get quite a sidetracked. I remember reading some research about it. Maybe I'll put some links in at some point, because it was interesting research. I research more about ADHD than anyone I know because it is such a huge component of my life, and it affects the ways I speak, the way I interact, the way I learn, the way I'm able to be a decent, functional human being so intensely that I want to know whatever I can about it. Anyway, careers. That's what I was talking about. And I'm at 4 minutes and 41 seconds already. This is going to be pushing 7 minutes. I know it. Anyway. So, I got to thinking, as much as I love writing, and as much as I love words, I know that whatever I do with my life, it's very important to me that it deals with people. And there are ways to use writing in a way and to write and have it affect people. There are ways to make an impact through words. There are ways to reach out and touch people through words, but not so much as directly as indirectly. And the older I get, the more I realize how important it is for me to be directly working with people. Because as introverted as I can be, I love humanity, and I love doing whatever I can to help them. I love learning about them. I love the give and take of it, because, how to put this correctly? I love the way that it's not a one-way street. Every single human being that you talk to, that I talk to, I will learn something from them, and they will learn something from me to take to the next connection and the next person that they talk to, until eventually we all end up interconnecting, and I can't think of anything more beautiful than that. So, yeah, this is going to be 7 minutes. I quit. Whatever. I'm bad at setting limits. Maybe if I end up having free time after this, I'll try to load it into iMovie, because iMovie actually works for me now. We'll see if I can splice this into the important parts, but honestly, knowing me, that's not going to happen, so whatever. But, I've been thinking, one thing that's I really, really love is kids. I love being around kids. I love the simplicity and at the same time the complexity of them. I really love everything about them. And I'd considered, well, do I want to be a elementary school teacher? And that actually is still very high on my list of considerations, oddly enough. The thing is, I'm actually not that great of a teacher, like when it comes to traditional learning styles. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not organized. I don't know. I'm passionate about it. I'm just not as naturally talented at it as a lot of other people I know are. Where was I going with this? I thought, what ways are there to work with people, to work with kids, and to make the impact? And the older I've gotten, the more I've been leaning actually towards special education. And I've been thinking I was going to go into special education for a while. It's been running through my head for probably a year now. And I'm just now starting to get to the point where I want to organize that thought and figure it out a little bit more. And I get to thinking that what I would really ultimately like to do, and this is what it comes down to, is that this is my career plan as of now, is that I want to work with kids. I don't mean this in a hurtful way whatsoever, but I don't necessarily want to work with the ones with the more severe mental disabilities. Just because I actually think there's more of a need, and it's something that my personality and my abilities would lend better to, is working with the kids who don't have such severe disabilities or such severe impairments that they would belong in the special class or like the special ed classrooms, because those wouldn't be challenging enough or wouldn't present them with enough opportunities. But at the same time, there's kids out there who, they aren't well suited for those special education classrooms, but they also aren't able to succeed in the traditional classroom environment, and that's where I want to come in. And I want to provide opportunities for these kids. I'm talking, for example, people with learning disabilities, people with high-functioning autism or medium-functioning autism, somewhere on the autism spectrum, people with ADHD, kids with ADHD, all different kinds of different ways of learning and different needs that aren't being met in the regular classroom, but also they wouldn't be challenged and they wouldn't get the opportunities in a different classroom. And so I really want to be able to somehow be there for those kids, and whether that would mean being the teacher of like a middle grade classroom, whether that would be, having working at some kind of center for kids along those lines. And it doesn't. Another thing that kind of adds to it is that I've been working in the portrait studio. And so obviously I see a lot of kids come in, and there's a lot of parents that come in with kids who, there's a lot of different kinds of kids that come in. And most of the kids are what would fall on the spectrum of normal, but every once in a while you'll have someone come in with someone with a lower, someone who obviously isn't totally, I hate saying the word normal, because like normal, I saw this little post on Facebook about this little kid, and she's like, hey mommy, what does normal mean? And the mom's like, honey, normal is just a setting on the washing machine. And I just laugh because like I can't think of anything more true than that. Like, I'm not normal. I'll never be normal. I don't think there's really such a thing as normal, and whatever normal does mean, it's going to be different to each and every single human being. But that being said, there are kids who fall further outside the spectrum of normal in the eyes of most people, and they come into the studio, and I just love working with them and working with their parents. And I don't know. The older I get, the more I realize that it's something that I think I would be really capable of doing. And something that I'm really passionate about, and that passion would lend itself well to being able to give those kids the opportunities and the attention and everything that they need. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking like adolescent age and up. I'm talking because there are opportunities for kids, especially like college. By the time you get to college age, there's a million different opportunities for people with special circumstances or special needs. But there's not always so many for people who are younger. I'm talking elementary school age, preschool age, somewhere in there. That it's really not as much there. Even, disabilities will start to show up by the time you're hitting, your toddler years, and there's not always available resources for that. And I guess I want to be able to be there for those kids, and I think what's important is those kids aren't, it's so easy to be like, oh well, I've heard people say like, oh Sarah, that's so noble of you to want to do that, and I just thought, I'm like, how's that noble? Like, I'm a human being, they're human beings. How is that even different than wanting to work with other kids? How's that different from wanting to work with adults? Really, we all have our own special needs and our own special circumstances. And, like, for example, I'm sure everybody's heard that quote about, like, oh, well, like, you can't, I don't remember what I was trying to say. It's like some quote about how you can't judge everybody by the same set of standards, and like if you try to make a fish ride a bicycle, and that's it, I'm Googling this. Because I know what quote, it's by Einstein. Einstein, fish quote. Here it is. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember that off the top of my head, because it's a really good quote. Okay, the quote is, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And I remember hearing that for the first time, and it really resonated with me, and it still resonates with me, because at the end of the day, we're trying to judge all of these people on if they're normal based on their ability to ride that bicycle. And if they're normal, and by normal I mean like if they're functional, if they're capable to live in our society, if they're even like good people, or their worth, or a million different things, they're all being judged by standards that really aren't even good, solid standards. I don't know. I guess when it comes to, see, and I ended up talking, it's been 14 minutes and 16 seconds, and it'll be 15 by the time I wrap this up. But I will go ahead and wrap this up because I can. So, I don't know, I guess that's what I want to do, and I'm still not totally sure how I'm going to go about doing it. I'm not sure it's where I'm going to end up. Like, let's be honest. I've already changed majors twice. What's going to make... Who knows if I'm going to end up switching things around again. But it is a learning process, and I'm excited to be on this learning process. So that's that. And on that note, I'm going to go attempt to finish cleaning. Oopsie. I hear voices downstairs, and I'm really hoping it's not my mom because she's in a pissy mood. Anyway, okay. Bye, guys. I love you all.